Here I am again, and we're going to do our last Nims project of the year 2018. It's Centro's Technical College. We got Gio all in here. He's about to do his, I predict, a successful Nims project. Take it away. I'm going to have your finger near the button. It's a nice leaning spot, I like to say. Far so good. And when I say leaning, I can always lean right on here, ready for the button. Bosses like it. I still do it to this day though. Hopefully we'll have some better lighting in here next year. We're going to add another light. The TM1 doesn't have as good lighting as the VF2. Be able to do some better footage. See how that's black right now? Technically it's still, if you turn that hand wheel, it'll go up again. So that'll disconnect it. Haas is the only one that has that feature when they use the hand wheel. Clear the jaw. It's pretty good. You know, material a little oversized, but he got the new cutter. It doesn't sound as bad as the other one. Oh, I get what you did. You did another box. Yeah. Get rid of those islands. So at 290 deep, good. I think I have a setting in there that reduces the G2s and 3 feed rates for some reason. See how it slowed down when it went in there? I'm going to have to look at that. I thought I saw a setting in there for that. But honestly, out of the factory, I don't know why it would be set like that for Moxnard. Alright, let's take a look at it. See what we got there. Got all sides. Looks good. Alright. We're good. Some drilling now. So sometimes if I was doing like a check, I could take the caliper and measure those and see how big they are. Because for some reason, they look big to me. And we just need to measure one of them. This one's the 250. Looks pretty big. Well, we'll know when we drill the hole. Okay. All right, let's do some hole drilling. The hope is to not have any issues on your first part, but we're usually not making prototype parts, we're making multiples, so anything that doesn't come out quite right on this one, just make the adjustments. But typically you don't throw those away, they'll travel with the job. So that if you're doing the second operation like you'll do, that'll be the one you test out the operation on. So just in case that doesn't go well, at least you don't scrap a good part. Typically, you get people that quote the job and they'll supply, like, let's say it's a 100 lot order, they might say plus 10% or 5%, which means they're giving you a couple extra pieces. That's a weird move at the end there. Pull it off, take a look what we got. Alright. Yeah, I was afraid the chamfers were a little heavy. It might be the tool or the setting. Sometimes these spot drills, you'll have to learn what kind of spot drills you have, because if you set them, it's almost like the tip is missing. So when you got to preset them and you're shooting for a certain number, they might come out big. I did cheat a little bit up, but that wasn't enough, so you'll learn whatever tools you're using at your company. I have a plan to fix that. How would you fix that? Huh? No, the big countersinks. You want to make them really small. But I mean, fix this part. I'll show you. Yeah. Everything else looks good. Yeah, that's equal sized anyway. Yep. Doing good. All right. Do the finish mill. As you go along, you're going to have people, especially when you're new, they'll say, how come you programmed it like that? Like I would say, you went to 1 inch and then you're feeding from there a lot of air. I might go to 1 inch and then wrap it to 0.1 and then feed from there. And you just gain a little bit of time. Plus, when people ask you like, hey, you look like you're wasting a lot of time, and how much time are you really wasting? Not really. I would call it a safe program. So you were staying away from the boundaries of the island when you did this? funny how it slows down like that. Probably why it ends up squealing like a pig. And coming up to the end. That's really good. See if all sides are cut. Finished surface everywhere. Yeah, looks good. You can see the original box line there. Yep. Okay, let's do that chamfering tool. So as I go along, I might write some notes down of like little changes I could definitely make, you know. Like the feed rate going down, I would probably make all of those because they're not cutting anything. Maybe double the other feed rate or pick some number like 25 inches a minute, you know, kind of make that your down standard if you're going to be going down in the air. I wouldn't wrap it down. I don't like doing that unless there's some truly great need for that. I just don't like to rapidly move around below the top of the surface, except maybe in drill operations. You're doing that the R negative plane stuff. This one's running what, max RPM, and you know, load on this tool this is more of like visual than cutting. We're not really cutting much. So feed rate on this could be more of like, how does it look? For instance, if we wanted to do it on the fly, increase that feed rate 50%. Okay. So we are at 19.5 inches a minute, and then we can look at how it looks, you know. Get to the end when we take a look at it and see if it actually cut anything, and that might be an edit we make. We can say, oh, we can make some minor adjustments here on the fly. You just have to remember every time you start using these, you have to put them back. Alright, the end, let's see what we got. Okay. So I would say the chamfering tool needs a little adjustment because we don't have any, but I think we're pretty darn close. And the chamfers are deep. I would like to actually check the length of that tool just to make sure that's not the thing giving us a heartburn, which is what, tool 6. In this case, 5 point, let's write down that number we're going to compare. We pushed it up 10th out to begin with. Alright, so let's probe that tool again. Alright. Let's look at your list of tools. No, I want to look at the memory reset. Yeah, you can just write down a program. It's 5. So just update your tool list on your main program. If we were in I don't think you can do background edit on MDI. Alright, hit the offset button. You can change displays while this is running, so we want 3.6515. It's exactly the same, 1/10 difference. So I think the issue is the brand of tool and how these big fat ones versus the small ones. There's a big flat there, which is like with the other ones, when we use that other method, they seem to come out pretty good, but this one not so good. Even though we programmed it to be kind of perfect, so we know they're all consistent. Let's just move it over to the right. Actually do it slow, because it kind of knows you're spinning it too fast, and the Haas deliberately slows it down. So if I were to measure this one, and I'm going to say we were shooting for 250, and we got like 310, we're plus 60, or 30 thou too deep. And we actually shifted the wrong offset, because I was going by your list. So let's go back into the offset page. This one here. Right, so that tool, let's make that 0. Right? Which tool was that anyway? What was 6? Alright. Let's go back to 5. And we're going to raise that by 30. Because it's overcutting a ton. Alright. Now, how do we fix this part, right? If we can't just face mill it, because it makes everything else short, right? The 300 now becomes less, right? We'll just run the whole program deeper. We just got to know we have enough room, and we have enough room, right? We need to clear that. We need to go like 30 thou deeper.